It's awake again. That sensation that pulsates to the howling wind as we approach the winter. The strange mid-period akin to a decomposing cadaver, and respecting a period not quite winter, but far from summer. This season of which brings with it Halloween. Now, how shall we celebrate this once pagan holiday? Well, last year I brought to you the top 10 Halloween songs, so this year I've exhumed 10 films for you to feast on this Halloween season. So now, on this dark and howling night, find some Sabbath, Koopa, Hyper Negative, or some King Diamond, and let's venture into my top 10 Halloween films of all time. Now, number 10 is a tie. A 31 film tie. Now, what would call for such a scenario? Well, the Universal classic horror franchise calls for such a scenario.
Excellent, Mr. Enfield. Excellent.
Like a Siamese twin, it's very difficult to pick one over the other 31, because really most of them have very key similarities, but they're still different enough to make you want to watch all of them. They all share very similar atmosphere, consisting of gothic architecture, exaggerated shadows, and subtle use of sound. To add on to this is the iconic acting level, with giants like Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, Ron Chaney, and Dwight Frye giving it their all to really bring these monsters to life. Speaking of monsters, what has truly made these films stand the test of time are the monsters themselves. Unlike the merciless killers of the 80s and the existential monsters of modern times, these monsters are usually sympathetic entities who, in some cases, don't even want to be causing harm to others, but, they got unlucky being the wrong person at the wrong time. With all of this in mind, watching at least one of these films is essential for this time of year. Let me ask you a question. Out of everyone on the planet, is there anyone who just screams Halloween? Yeah, and it's Tim Burton. He's so Halloween that he even has 2 movies on this list. But considering it isn't showtime yet, let's look at the first of his films that appears on the list.
For a boy his age, he's considerate and nice.
So, coming in at number 9 has to be A Nightmare Before Christmas. Being one of the only films that you can watch during both the Halloween and Christmas seasons, this 90s claymation flick has it all. A lighthearted story, a great but twisted art style, and amazing vocal work. To add on to this pumpkin-filled flick has an amazing soundtrack written by ex-Oingo Boingo frontman and frequent Tim Burton collaborator, Danny Elfman. So, if you ever want to have a family movie night this Halloween season, it's always a phenomenal choice to kick back and hang with the Pumpkin Kings. Flying in at number 8 has to be Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Now, surprisingly enough, this film doesn't feature the iconic masked figure, Michael Myers. The Halloween franchise was always supposed to be more of an anthology series, with each of the films being completely different stories, but having them all connect by everyone's favorite holiday. Now, I don't have a problem with everyone's favorite nutjob Psycho, but, some variety is nice. Not only does this film provide much needed change of pace for the franchise, but it also is very atmospheric and, is a strange film dealing with the holiday's very pagan origins, so, weird plots usually work very well for Halloween films. Now, to add more flame to the jack-o'-lantern is John Carpenter's amazing soundtrack, which, with its synths and all of that, makes you really know that, yeah, you're in the 80s. So, with all this in mind, if you need to change your pace this Halloween season, Halloween 3 delivers like a hearse.
Stop it! Stop it!
Are you afraid of ghosts? You know I am, but do you know who ain't afraid of no ghosts? Come on now, it's the Ghostbusters. Feel a little smarter than that. Coming in at number 7 is Ghostbusters.
and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Now, when Bill Murray and Harold Ramis aren't stealing a weaponized RV from the military, they're with Ernie Hudson and Dan Aykroyd laying a beat down on ghosts of all kinds, from the gluttonous Slimer to the Sumerian god Gorza. No ghost is a match for this crew. With its great comedic writing, dated but classic visual effects, and iconic acting, Ghostbusters levitates right into my number 7 spot. Warping into number 6 is the classic rock opera Rocky Horror Picture Show.
How'd you do, I see you've met my faithful hand in hand.
It's safe to say that Halloween and music go bone to bone. And if you're looking for music, this horror-filled musical delivers sevenfold, led by giants like Tim Curry and rocker Meatloaf. To add to the debauchery is a strange plot that doesn't make too much sense, but it kind of works just based on its absurdity. With all this in mind, my number 6 spot has to go to the classic Rocky Horror Picture Show.